So I've done a couple of videos this morning, courtesy of my camera, my phone camera that is, but I wanted to do this via audio so that way, I don't always constantly use my camera and just kind of switch it up a bit. But, one of the things I've been noticing, I heard what Solomonster, I heard what Solomonster had to say today in his live stream about the situation that we found out about yesterday. And, of course, I heard what JD and, Andrew Baydella had to say in their special Thursday edition of Tuesday Night Titans, TNT. Of course, I heard what Alex has said, and I haven't heard what Greg Morgan of GoodMicWork has said yet, but I'll look into that real soon. And I'm sure OTR Essential may say something too. And I get what people are. I get where people are coming from, especially them. I get and understand completely where they're coming from, and even I don't understand, why this is happening. But apparently there are defenders of Vince. People that are saying, "Hey, innocent until proven guilty," and you don't know what's really going on and stuff like that. And it's like, you hear this and you hear this and you're kind of like, you put your palm to your forehead and you're like, folks, do you not see the pattern here? Do you not see, what is going on over the past, not only 2 years, if you will, a year and a half, but over the past few decades, and all the information that's coming out that's all been, pretty much revealed via the Wall Street Journal and anonymous sources close to certain situations, close to people that have been put into this predicament. Do you not see the patterns going on here? Do you not go on YouTube? And one thing I noticed today on YouTube is TYT, the Young Turks. I didn't know about this, but they have a sports YouTube channel, TYT Sports, and apparently one of their contributors there was talking about this. And they were showing all kinds of footage from the past about a lot of situations that were very similar to what's going on here. They had the interview with Vince McMahon, Vince McMahon and Bruno Sammartino on Larry King Live back in 1992, 1991 or something like that. And then even around that same time, they had, clips from the Phil Donahue show, show, where you had Vince on there, you had a former executive there, and you had a former wrestler, Randy Orton's uncle, Barry O, was on there. And they were all talking about similar situations. And they even had footage of a woman being interviewed. I don't know if it was the mid-90s or whenever it was. And she was breaking down and crying, talking about what Vince did in front of her. And it's like, you look at this evidence, and then you look at the evidence that goes all the way back to the mid-'80s with that female referee, Rita Chatterton, I think that's her name. Well, that's her last name, Rita Chatterton. You look at that, and then again, you look at what I just mentioned, and then on top of that, you take what has come out in the past year and a half from summer 2022 till now, and along with everything else that's been brought up in the past year, especially as the merger was happening between WWE and Endeavor to form TKO with WWE and UFC under the TKO umbrella. And now you get this with details of the fact that the payments that Vince McMahon, basically stopped paying her. He neglected, payments to this woman. He basically, went back on his word. He went back on his word, if you will, to pay this woman for, her NDA, for her not saying anything. And then you look at all the evidence and all that, and, it amazes me, that, just like Solomonster, just like Alex, just like everybody else that's talked about this, JD, OTR Central, everybody, GoodMicWork, everybody, it just amazes me how many people are out there defending what this guy has done, despite all the evidence that is seen and is out there for everybody to see. I mean, look, I get we're in a day and age. For the past 5 years, if not decade, we've been in a day and age where basically any woman, and I say it with all due respect, no offense, but any woman, if they get manipulated or tricked or, even of their own accord, decide, hey, I'm going to sue so-and-so for so much money. I'm going to defame this person, for so much money, even if they didn't, even if that person, they're defaming, if you will, the accusing of doing what they did, is completely, in the clear. They're completely innocent. And all the evidence proves that. Yes, I understand we are in a day and age where women, and again, I say it with all due respect, no offense, women, certain women, some that could be influenced, manipulated, if not of their own accord, will decide to go out and accuse somebody, defamation, if you will, that's the word I was looking for, of something they didn't do, all because they want money. All because of the fact that they want money and they don't want to go out and get a job and earn it, the right way. They want to do it by basically making somebody's life a living hell, for something they may have not done. And again, I understand that. I get that we are in that day and age. That is why, honestly, there are people that look at this woman, including somebody that obviously worked closely with Vince, and even Vince's spokespeople, or spokes team, if you will, that are coming out and saying, essentially, that this woman is just out for money. That what she's saying is complete BS, it's exaggerated, it doesn't make sense, it feels like it's made up. All because this woman wants money. She just wants money, and when she gets her money, she'll drop this like it never happened. So, I get where Solomonster and all of them are coming from when they see this, and it disgusts them. It's like, do these people not understand? This is one of those kind of situations to where the evidence is so blatantly in front of you, not just from this, but from the past decades, the evidence is so damning in front of you that you are too blind to realize that maybe there is truth to this situation, that maybe there is fact and reality to this situation. Do you not realize that? Do people that are trying to protect Vince McMahon and defend him and say, oh, this person just wants money and all that, do they not realize the evidence that's out there? I mean, again, if you don't believe me, I'll link it at the end here. I'll link it in the video at the end here. There is a video from TYT Sports, the Young Turks Sports, that shows footage, from previous, allegations and moments very similar to this one. Very similar to this one. So that should be a wake-up call to you guys to realize that there is so much proof, so much smoke, that the fire that smoke, or that the fire that the smoke is coming from pretty much could be a damn inferno. An inferno that, TKO right now has to avoid engulfing them because of this. So here's the thing. I understand everybody has, and I say it all the time, everybody has a right to their opinion. Everybody does. End of discussion. But the truth is, this is one of those situations to where your opinion, hey, you do have a right to it, but your opinion is wrong. Your opinion is wrong. Again, I get it. We are in an age, we are in a day and age where, women, and I'll even throw men in there, women and men will, go out and accuse people for something they did not do because they want money. Because they don't want to go and work like a normal American or a normal person in this world and earn a buck, for working 8 to 12 hours. There are those kind of people. or it's just, or there are those kind of people that will do this because they get off on it. They love making people's lives a living hell, by trolling them and trolling the world into thinking they did something they didn't. I get it. I understand that. But this is one of those situations where that's not the case. This is one of those situations where that's not the case. I mean, I'll admit it. Even Solomonster has even admitted it to an extent. And others have admitted it. That yes, part of what this lady is saying may not be totally true, but you cannot deny, the evidence in the 67-page document, in the screenshots. You cannot deny how it lines up to what we found out a couple of years ago. And also based on the history of what this man and anybody executive-wise and superstar-wise has done, in relation. You cannot deny that the evidence is there. So, in closing, because I don't want to make this too long, but in closing, I'll put it this way. For anybody that still believes this man should be, defended, and that this woman is only out for money, again, I will put the video from TYT Sports at the end of this video. I will put Solomonster's live stream from today at the end of this video. I will put JD's, and I will let JD and Andrew Badella's from yesterday at the end of this video. And I want you guys to listen to each and every one of them. Each and every one of them. And they will, to an extent, at some point, acknowledge that, yeah, maybe part of what this woman is saying and accusing Vince of may not be true, but there's too much damning evidence that lines up to almost a year and a half ago, back to the summer of 2022, if not further, that pretty much proves that Vince McMahon is, pretty much done for. He's pretty much 6 feet under after this from a professional business perspective. Period. There's no coming back from it. None. There's no coming back from it. But as I've said, as I said earlier, and I'll say it again, everybody's got a right to their opinion. Everybody's got a right to their opinion. But let this be known. Let this be known right now. Before you defend, do your research, check out the evidence. Because again, like I said, I'll say it for the third and last time here. I agree. Day and age that we're in, anybody out there, man or woman, unfortunately women, and I say with all due respect, no offense, unfortunately women are painted into this situation more so than men. But we are in a day and age where people basically, will do what they want. Certain people out there will do what they have to get money, by accusing people of something they did not do. All because of the fact that they don't want to go out and get a real job. I'll admit that. And sometimes they just, as I said earlier, and I'm saying it for the last time, sometimes they just do it, to, be cruel, just so they can get the rocks off on being trolls and bullies. I understand that. But this is one of those situations to where even if part of what this lady is saying is exaggerated and false, most of it pretty much is in the favor of truth. And that's a fact. It's in the favor of truth. So that's all I'm going to say, guys. Again, I'll provide the videos at the end here. Click on them, check them out, and until next time, talk to y'all later.